I think we've learned a ton, and I think that the important thing is we've been open to learning. There is no mistake when you've never done something. It's only an opportunity to learn, get feedback, and go, okay, well, how do we need to attack that? And the team, the trainers, Alan and Drew, along with Danny, have just done a tremendous job of making sure that we are learning at every step of the way. And then the last that I would say would be our partners and our suppliers. So the minute that we launched this, we reached out to our suppliers. They helped us tremendously getting the lab set up, getting the technicians, the students, their tools that they would need to make sure that the technicians of the future that are working with their products are well trained and have a career here in the trades.
I think what's great about the program is there are a lot of we appeal to all the different learning styles, and if something happens in the lab one day, we'll go back in the classroom. If we have a problem in the classroom, we'll go back into the lab and do some work, and there's always something to be done, and we just roll with it.
Which is really cool. I think they all seem to have a good passion. They're very hungry to learn the trade, and they understand about what we do here at Peterman as our customer service.
We're all called to serve in one capacity or another. And I'm convinced that our emphasis on service, our emphasis on helping one another is what has led to us being able to start this.
Today's the first day of school, so the doors are opening in a few minutes, so we've got some people running around just making sure all the final touches are done, making sure everybody's stuff is in order, and that when the students come in, they are excited and walk into what is going to be their new career.
Well, we're excited because we got 7 new students coming in today that don't know anything about plumbing, and that's what I'm here to do, is to teach them.
I'm ready to get this going. We've spent the last couple weeks over here getting the classroom ready, finishing up the lab. It's been quite a rush, just all the last minute preparations that go with something like this, and our first time through. So excited to get going, get this thing off the ground, and just see what happens.
Before I came to Top Tech, I was working in a manufacturing facility in Lafayette, Indiana. I was there for 18 years. I held a few different positions there. I was a supervisor in shipping and receiving for the majority of the time, and then I moved into our engineering lab. I was looking for a career change, something a little bit more hands-on, a specialized skill that I could pass on to my son.
I'm only 19, I'm just fresh out of high school, so I'm just trying to learn from everyone else, make sure my life in the future is good, and for a future family and, future plans in general.
And I ran across Top Tech Academy, and I said, this is perfect, this checks all the boxes.
I got on Indeed.com, and I was scrolling through just to see what other jobs I could go for, because I was really getting tired of the one I had. And then Peterman kind of stuck out to me. I heard their ads on the radio multiple times, and I was like, hey, let me read this, see what this has to offer. And I saw it was training and on-the-job training, and you got paid for it. So I figured I'd give it a shot. I mean, I didn't think there was going to be so many people that applied to it. I didn't know it was that big of a market. But then when I found out how many people actually applied to it, it kind of made me feel really good about myself. And I'm just glad that I'm able to get into the trades. And yeah, it's just nice being able to actually get paid for learning. and being able to build a career for it.
It was a great feeling, just a chance to learn something new that I really didn't have any experience in, but it was something I knew would provide me with a lot of stability in terms of a career, and something that, I could really kind of put forth the effort to really strive at being great at.
I really felt that kind of connection with heating and cooling. I love talking to customers, talking to people in general, and it's just something I always wanted to do. I knew I didn't want to go to college, so that's how I wanted to do it.
My dad was a tool maker, and so he retired from being a tool maker for 35 years, and I was always kind of intrigued by his job. Just watching that man work with his hands, figuring things out. I swear he can fix anything, and I wanted to be able to have some of those skills in my life so I don't have to call Dad every time I need to fix something around the house.
I was so nervous. I was so quiet. I was like, I don't know what I got myself into. Like, Josh, you're not a plumber. Like, you've never really thought about being a plumber. So I don't know what you're doing here, man. It's really overwhelming at first because you don't understand what he's talking about, because it really does feel like gibberish. But after the first week and kind of seeing everybody is really on my level too, it made me feel a lot better. We'd walk in, sit in the classroom, get into our seats, just talk amongst ourselves for a bit, pull out our computers, watch a few videos in the morning just to kind of get our brains started. Then we'd go out into the field, or we'd go out into the shop, work around in there. If Drew had something planned for that day, we'd take apart a shower, take apart a faucet, take apart a whole kitchen sink with the garbage disposal, and then just reassemble everything, kind of work on mechanical skills like that. Then we'd come back in, do modules on Nexstar, and just work on our Nexstar process.
We have a group of technicians that we brought in and asked them to kind of take on this extra responsibility of having a student ride with them 1 or 2 days a week. And so we have our students out in the field today, kind of getting their first real taste of what it's like to work in the field.
Today we're out at an employee's home doing a plumbing inspection. Pretty much what that entails is we're going to come in, pretty much just look around the entire plumbing system, make sure everything's up to par. Really, that just helps us get into people's homes, see what's actually going on, and gets us hands-on experience.
I don't think of my house the same way now, so now every time the furnace kicks on, I still listen to it. I'll be like, that's a thermostat, okay, it's the air handler. I always listen to it, check the filters and stuff like that. Even in my friend's house or other family member's house, I stop and listen to it, because now I actually know more about it and how to keep the home more technically safe.
I think one thing I admire about this group of students is they know that they're kind of they're the first ones through, and this is kind of some trial and error, and they all seem to be okay with it. They're so excited to be here. It really is it's definitely re-energized me.
Just to watch some of the things that they've learned and just watch the progress of them in such a short period of time, it's mind-blowing what they're capable of doing that they don't even know they can do with just a little bit of instruction. Super cool.
I noticed that when I went back was that the students had really taken ownership of the building. It was, they were taking out the trash, they were making sure that the break room was clean, they were bringing in coffee, they were doing all of those things that made it like theirs. Just the camaraderie and the friendship that I think some of these people have developed after studying now for 4 months together is really, really cool to see.
Being the first class, we're the class that can come in and set the tone. We don't want to be outdone by anybody else, so you can look at it kind of as a little friendly competition, for the next class, the incoming students that Peterman will have. We're going to set the bar pretty high.
I like getting dirty. I like getting hands-on. I like getting into crawl spaces. I like showing up here every day, and I'm kind of happy I found something that feels like it's potentially a calling for me.
It's definitely a life-changing thing to be a part of, for sure.